This is Ray Martinez. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today. We're going to be talking about the art of problem solving. And this really falls under the umbrella of, are you leading? So when it comes to leadership, few skills are as important as the ability to solve problems. Whether you're leading a team or a company or a community, you'll encounter obstacles and challenges that requires resourceful solutions. Unfortunately, problem solving is often easier said than done. In this podcast, we'll explore the difficulties of problem solving and the leadership styles and techniques that can help you overcome them. Let's first talk about the difficulties of problem solving. One of the primary difficulties of problem solving is that it can be easy to get stuck in a single mode of thinking. When faced with a problem, our brains often default to the most obvious or familiar solutions rather than considering all the possible options. This is known as cognitive bias, and it can prevent us from finding the best solution. Another challenge of problem solving is that it can be emotionally draining. When you've grappled with a difficult problem, it's easy to feel frustrated and overwhelmed or stuck. It's important to recognize these emotions and find ways to manage them so they don't impede your problem-solving abilities. Finally, problem-solving can be a time-consuming process. It's not uncommon to spend hours or even days working on a single problem, sometimes longer. It just depends on the magnitude of your problem. This can be frustrating, especially if you're working on a tight deadline. Leadership style of problem solving is a good topic to be concerned about because what it does, it's to be an effective problem solver, it's important to adopt a leadership style that emphasizes collaboration and creativity. Some of the most effective leadership styles for problem solving include: number 1, participative leadership. The style of leadership engages team members in the problem-solving process. By encouraging input from everyone on your team, you can gather a diversity of ideas and perspectives, which can lead to more innovative solutions. Number 2, that's what they call transformational leadership. Transformational leaders, they inspire and motivate their teams to work toward a common goal. By creating a shared vision and fostering a sense of teamwork, transformational leaders can help their teams overcome even the toughest problems. An example of transformational leadership is Mahatma Gandhi, the political and spiritual leader who played a key role in India's struggle for independence from British colonial rule. Gandhi was a transformational leader who inspired and motivated people to work towards a shared vision of freedom and independence. And his leadership style has had an everlasting impact on India and the world. Gandhi's leadership style was characterized by his ability to inspire and empower people through his personal example and vision. He emphasized the importance of non-violent resistance and encouraged people to peacefully resist British rule from acts of civil disobedience. Gandhi's leadership also focused on building a sense of community and shared identity among his followers, as well as promoting social justice and equality for all people. His transformational leadership was evident in his ability to motivate and inspire people to take action towards a shared vision of independence and freedom. He believed in the power of individual transformation and encouraged people to cultivate qualities like self-discipline, self-sacrifice, and compassion. Through his leadership, Gandhi was able to mobilize millions of people in the struggle for independence, and his legacy continues to inspire people around the world today. Number 3, servant leadership. This style of leadership emphasizes putting the needs of others first. By focusing on the needs of your team and your community, you can build trust and goodwill, which can help you navigate difficult problems. Now, here are some problem-solving techniques. In addition to adopting an effective leadership style, there are several problem-solving techniques that can help you overcome obstacles and find innovative solutions. These include: number 1, brainstorming. This technique involves generating many ideas without evaluating them. By allowing for free-flowing creativity, brainstorming can help you come up with unexpected and innovative solutions. Number 2, the root cause and analysis. This technique entails the identification of the underlying cause of a problem rather than simply addressing the symptoms or the surface of the problem. By addressing the root cause, you can prevent the problem from reoccurring in the future. Even in community policing, law enforcement has developed the ability to uncover the fundamental reasons behind specific crime trends. The late Herman Goldstein, who was a respected professor emeritus at the University of Wisconsin-Madison Law School, and the original architect of the problem-oriented approach to policing, stressed the importance of identifying the root cause behind a series of crimes, such as a surge in homicides. In his book, Problem-Oriented Policing, known as POP, he emphasizes the significance of investigating the fundamental cause of a crime pattern. One community discovered that an increase in prostitution was the reason for the rise in homicide rate, which subsequently led to the emergence of pimps, robberies, and other crimes that permeated the community. By taking targeted action against prostitution and conducting a thorough investigation, the community experienced a significant decrease in other crimes. And how did they find out about this? They went door to door, business to business, interviewing people, and that's what they identified as the problem. Now, why would they know? They live in the neighborhood. They're there all day. They understand what's going on. Number 3, the SWOT analysis. This technique involves identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a situation. By understanding these factors, you can develop a more comprehensive understanding of the problem and identify the potential solutions. Most of us have heard of this technique or have used it on occasions. However, the downside is not administering a consistent practice. Hit and miss doesn't cut it. This technique doesn't require a lengthy process. In fact, you can use the SWOT analysis in 10 minutes if you are working on an idea for a presentation at a group meeting. Your presentation will immediately recognize that you have initially processed the pros and cons with some potential solutions. Number 4, bring the quiet ones to the table for discussion. Now, why would we say this? If you have an introvert on your team, they generally have the best ideas and solutions when you call on them. Introverts are good to have at a meeting when it comes to problem solving for several reasons. First, introverts tend to be good listeners. They prefer to think before they speak and will take the time to listen to others' ideas and perspectives. This means that they're more respected and receptive to diverse viewpoints, which leads to a more comprehensive understanding of the problem. Secondly, introverts are often deep thinkers. They are more likely to spend time reflecting on a problem and considering multiple solutions in their heads before voicing their opinions. This means when they do speak up, they are more likely to have thought through their ideas thoroughly and considered all the possible angles. Thirdly, introverts often have a talent for creative problem solving. They tend to be more comfortable with solitude, which can provide an environment for creativity to flourish. They are more likely to come up with unique solutions to problems that others may overlook. Finally, introverts tend to be more comfortable with silence and seclusion, which can be advantageous in problem solving. They are less likely to be swayed by groupthink or influenced by the opinions of others in the room. Instead, they may feel more comfortable expressing their own ideas and opinions even if they go against the prevailing group's consensus. Overall, introverts do bring unique strengths to problem-solving meetings, including active listening skills, deep thinking, creativity, and independence. By including introverts in the problem-solving process, teams can tap into a wider range of perspectives and increase their chances of finding innovative solutions. Of course, problem-solving is a crucial skill for leaders in all fields. By adopting an effective leadership style and using problem-solving techniques, you can overcome obstacles and find innovative solutions to even the toughest problems. Remember to stay open-minded, manage your emotions, and never give up in the face of challenge. With perseverance and creativity, you can solve any problem that comes your way. I believe that problem solving is not just a skill, but a mindset. It's about finding creative solutions, being persistent, and never giving up until the problem is solved. I remember being present and listening to Mikhail Gorbachev make a profound statement while speaking at Colorado State University many years ago. He said words to the effect that in a world filled with problems, winning a war with tanks is not the solution. He literally said, "You can't win a war with tanks." Instead, we must come together at the table, talking face to face, and find peaceful solutions through dialogue and compromise. I like what JFK once said, "Never fear to negotiate, but never negotiate out of fear." I really do believe that debate looks for differences, while dialogue looks for solutions. It's important to be at the table so you're not on the menu. Anthony Robbins said, "Every problem is a gift. Without problems, we would not grow." I'm going to share with you a few reading references that you might want to consider. This book's called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. The book explores how our brains work and the different thought processes we use when solving problems. Here's another one, The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. This book offers practical advice on how to solve problems in business context by using a lean startup methodology. I like what our Lamar County Sheriff John Fain had to say. Discerning when it's appropriate to be autocratic and when it's appropriate to be collaborative. Unless you're in a battle and lives depend on the decisions you make in the next moment, then you probably have time to be collaborative. Solving problems is an art. Take on that talent. Take on that leadership role. Thank you very much. Have a great day.